Hey, Lisa.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hey, Daryl.
Hello, hello.
How you doing? Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
We got about 25 inches up here in Marshall Street.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
Right.
Doing well. Got about 2.5 feet here in Schuylkill County.
Yeah, I think we're all about the 2-foot mark.
Yeah.
Too much shoveling.
Daryl, how's the North Campus?
Drifting, blowing. It's bad.
Yeah, I would think.
I think there's another storm coming on, Sunday, Monday?
Hey, who invited that guy?
Exactly.
Did I sign in twice?
It's Groundhog Day today, and it's 6 more weeks of winter. So, today's Groundhog Day.
Yeah. He didn't even come out, did he? I don't know. Didn't pay attention.
6 more weeks.
6 more weeks. Yeah.
It's the same old story.
For the last 130 some years, I believe.
Yeah.
Different groundhog now.
Pretty predictable.
I think Bushkill, Bill, they got close to 30 inches up there, I saw.
Yeah, I saw that on the news. Yeah.
Nazareth got like close to 3 feet, like 35, 36 inches down there. Lehigh Valley.
Definitely got heavier today. It was really light and fluffy yesterday. Today was a little more heavy.
Yes, it was.
How you doing, George?
How much you get, Lisa?
I didn't measure it, but close to 2 foot at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying, I think I've shoveled 8 inches 3 times. So maybe more than that. I don't know. I do the back deck and around the hot tub and the front. Scott plows everything else.
Takes a lot of time and effort.
Yeah. Where's Larry these days?
He said he was going to be here.
Who am I waiting for? Larry and Wayne.
Wayne.
I don't know. What time is it? It's 5:30.
And Sharon,
And Sharon.
because I'm not on the panel.
That's right.
I still want to see what's going on.
Okay.
You never know.
Well, I mean, I haven't spoke to anyone, so.
Well, somebody asked me if it was still on. That's why I asked you, because I figured, well, you're running the show, so I'll just text you.
Well, the thing about Zoom meetings is you don't really have to have a snow day necessarily, right?
Yeah. Well, they were asking because they thought that there was a policy, and we had to go check and see if there is a policy.
Well, I wonder if Sharon knows that. I wonder if anybody, I don't know.
But at this point, I said it was still on, so they said, okay.
I mean, Patricia sent the emails out and Amy.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I just read the email from Amy. I reread it because I want to make sure there wasn't anything new on the agenda, which it doesn't look like there is. It's just,
Doesn't look like,
No, for sure there isn't. I didn't receive anything new.
Okay, good.
But, you know, it's, I spoke to Larry a few minutes ago to make sure, you know, because I sent a text message out also to Larry and Wayne to make sure, hey, guys, do you remember? Yeah.
Yeah,
I figured Sharon already knew. So,
well, yeah, we shouldn't have to round board members up though, so,
Pardon?
right? Sometimes we forget though. Thank God Billy reminded me the one day, so.
Oh, look at yesterday. Larry forgot the meeting yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Because I said, you missed the meeting yesterday. He goes, oh, yeah. He did.
That's because the beginning of the month is so like, I don't know. So
Right there. Yeah, we're right there.
first of the month.
Yeah. You know, well, and it was snowing yesterday, and I think more people were worried about the snow than anything else.
Yeah. Hi, Larry. Your mic's off.
Was Larry there?
Is that better?
Yep, I can hear you now. I don't have to read lips.
What's that?
I said, now I don't have to read lips.
There you go.
George can do that, but I'm not that good at it. So what about Wayne? Is he coming?
I haven't heard from him. I've been plowing snow all day.
Let me try to get him.
Hey, Lisa, do you know who's running this meeting? Dave Riffendeifer from Dewey did not get an invite, and he needs to get an invite from who's ever running it to be able to log on. I tried sending him the link, but it won't allow him on.
I think is it Brian or
Yeah, I don't know if it's Brian or one of the IT guys. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Probably either Brian or Anthony. But since they hear this, hopefully they'll send Josh an invite.
Okay.
I just sent it to Dave.
Who's that? Who's East Stroudsburg School District?
Brian Borash.
Oh, hello.
I guess I missed you Monday, huh?
Well, I missed you Monday. Did you get my message though? I left it with your secretary.
No, I didn't. I'll check with her on that.
But we'll have to reschedule. Obviously, I didn't for Monday, but I'll talk to you. We'll get
Okay.
together.
Sounds good.
There's Dave. I don't know. Should we text Sharon? Should we get a quorum going here? Do we need that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. See if I can find, I don't even know if I have her number. Well, see if I had the right number. I sent it to something, to someone. We only need one more, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody's out plowing.
Yeah, I tried both of Wayne's numbers and I don't know. All I get is a recording on both of them. So I don't know if the power is out up there or what's going on.
Well,
Did you try emailing him, Larry, or not?
well, if you can't get the call. you can
Yeah.
get-
I'll try emailing him.
Well, by the time he gets the email, I'm trying. I don't know. Well, if we don't get hear from anybody, sorry to bother you, Dr. Riker, while you're eating. Do we just, oh, wait. Oh, she's coming now. Sharon will come now. Hmm.
Well, we tried everything. We'll see what happens.
Sharon says she's jumping on, so I don't know.
Yeah, when I went to log on, they had to do an update and stuff. Took about 5 or 6 minutes.
Oh, boy.
Now we're going to be virtual tomorrow again.
What's tomorrow?
Wednesday, but I think the school system is going to be
Oh,
virtual.
school.
All right, Bill?
Yeah, they are every Wednesday. So yes, you are correct.
But there's no meals or anything because of the weather, right?
Yeah, we're having a heck of a time getting the buses cleaned off and to get them out.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's that darn little groundhog.
That's right. He says it's going to be 6 more weeks of winter.
Jeez.
Yeah, starting Sunday again.
Yeah. I heard there's going to be snow on
My
Friday.
apologies.
That's okay. Thank you for joining. Now we have a quorum.
Thank you so much. I apologize. Just crazy, but all
I
good.
know. I know. Okay, let's get this show on the road. And if Wayne joins us, that's great. Otherwise, here we go, right? Let's call the East Stroudsburg Area School District Board of Education Properties and Facilities meeting to order February 2nd, 2021 at, I don't know what time, 5:41, with the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, Ross, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. I lost Amy, but everybody welcome Amy to Properties and Facilities.
Hello, everyone.
If you could do the roll call for us, please.
I sure can. Give me just 1 second here. And we have, hold on. We have Lisa Van Wy. We have George Andrews.
George Andrews is not part of Properties and Facilities.
Well, we have Daryl Miller.
Now you can just read off the board members that are present. Well, all of them would be Wayne Roner, Larry Diamond, Sharon, and myself.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep. So I guess Wayne would be absent and the three of us are present. Okay. I need a motion to approve the minutes for January 5th, 2021 meeting, along with the agenda for February 2nd, 2021, with all the members of the committee reserving the right to add to the agenda and take further action in the best interest of the district.
So move, Sharon.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. The next Property and Facilities meeting is scheduled for March 2nd, 2021. Items requiring action would be the South Campus Key System upgrade. We have 3 quotes. Who's taking that?
Matt's going to speak to that.
Matt's going to speak to that.
Yes, that's for new key cylinders on every door on the South Campus, along with a new master key system. We're doing that in order to gain better security control because there's a lot of keys that have gotten out over the years. So we want to regain control and get the new key system so we can keep track of who has what keys. And those quotes are for all new cylinders that we will actually install in-house in the doors with the key system as well.
So,
And this is
are we-
covered by a grant.
Okay. Are we installing them or the company's installing them, correct?
No, we are installing them. These quotes are just for the material and the key system design and setup.
Wow. Okay.
Are these electronic keys?
George, you have to reserve for
Sorry.
public comment.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, they're standard keys, right, Matt?
Yep, they're standard keys. They're very similar to what we have now. They're just the next generation series of keys that have a patent on them, so you can't go anywhere and get copies made.
All right, and that was going to be my next question. Do we have something in place that we get the keys back when people, either leave the district or get transferred to another building or something? Do we have something in place to track it so we can get those keys back?
Yes, we are writing a policy for when if this gets approved, that all the keys handed out will be signed for and will be collected on the end of the school year, or if someone leaves or is reassigned. Yes.
All right, and then these keys can't be copied, right?
Right.
Nope. Only East Stroudsburg School District will be able to order the blanks.
Yep. Okay.
So this is part of CoStar, so we don't need to bid this out. for these items, right?
That's correct.
We
Okay.
got
Just checking
quotes.
that. So it looks like AG Morrow Company. Am I saying that correctly?
That's correct.
Is the lowest bid?
Yep.
Is that your choice?
Yes, that is our choice.
Perfect.
Okay. Do you want to just go ahead and make a motion to accept the quote?
I
from
move to accept the South Campus Key System upgrade, selecting AG Morrow Company for their quote at $51,240.75.
That's great. Thank you, Sharon. I'll second that. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
And no abstentions. Thank you, Matt. Next on the list is Dewey Engineering invoices. I can't see the screen, so who's here for Dewey?
Lisa, I'm here. I can
Okay.
just roll through the roof project. We're complete. Matt and I are gonna take some time to get over to Bushkill. This storm the past 2 days really put a damper on things. But we want to just check out the skylight over at Bushkill Elementary to see if we can, we have a little bit of allowance money left to see if we can get a fix done over there. But otherwise, Jotton has everything completed. We have all of our certificates of occupancy and everything we need from Lehman Township as well. And then, do you want me to just roll right through all these?
Yeah, if you have any updates on any of them, sure, that would be
Okay.
great. Because we didn't
Yep.
have.
So the sanitary liner, we'll be having our pre-bid meeting. I'm just double checking here. Will be on March 8th. And then we're hoping to get the award date for April 19th of 2021 for the pond liner. So we can get that started up at North.
Okay.
And the intermediate windows, we're about 80% done on that. We'll be ready to go out to bid in March for that project. The flooring projects are at about 80% as well as far as documents, and we'll be ready to go out for our pre-bids in March as well. Matt and I are meeting with Design Management Group tomorrow to review the north and south hand wash sink locations to confirm all existing piping and whatever will be needed for that, so we can get all the documents together. JM Hill, I'm about 80% done. I'm planning on having a meeting with Chief Mill and Resource Officer Harrison and Matt to go over the vestibule to make sure we have all their needs that they need as far as security wise and everything that's going to be included for that project. The storage tank was completed. The paving was completed 2 weeks ago. So we're all wrapped up there. And then the Kleinfelder wastewater review, I think, is for the project up at North. And then I think we're closing out everything for JBM up for the domestic water heater project that we had 2 summers ago.
So that's done, you're saying, or?
Yep, that's complete. And then if we can scroll down, I can confirm. Yeah, there we go. We had inspectors come for the boiler project. And then we had a credit change order because we left the ballast pad in the ground. There was no need to actually excavate that. We kind of just broke it up, poked some holes into it, and left that in place. So that was a credit change order. That money will go back to the district.
Okay.
And we have the final payment for ERI for the oil tank project.
So that's final too? That's done?
Yep.
So for all of those major projects, it might be helpful that we list them as complete so that,
Yeah.
I'm not very familiar, so I'm listening as you're speaking. It's very helpful. But, and also kind of highlight those that require permits or inspection to verify that the job was complete. And if there's if there's a return going back to the district, maybe let's put that in a different color so it kind of stands out. Because if I went back to look at this at another time, I would assume that $17,874 $1,000 for the environmental restoration was something we were paying out. So somehow clearly delineate what's coming back.
It does say that here.
Does it say that? I might have
it says
overlooked.
Well,
it.
it says it's a credit change order, but if that's not common to you, you would just see change order and be like, oh, there's another 18 grand going out the door.
Right.
Definitely it's not for me, but if it works for you and it's self-explanatory, I don't want to rock the boat.
Oh, no, that's fine. I think you guys prepared the agenda. So if you want to change things up, that's no problem for us.
What are your thoughts, Lisa?
Well, I will put it in my report. That's why I kind of wanted him to go through all this, because I will put that in the report to the board that these items are 100% complete. When I see it as a credit change order, I understand it, but
right.
It's kind of personal preference, I guess.
I own it. I did.
It's probably just as easy to do a black and white copy to everybody else than a color copy. I don't know.
Absolutely.
But that, however.
Just a thought.
What did I
Maybe
want
even adding a plus or a minus sign to the
something like that.
Parentheses or something.
Yeah, that way, then whenever anyone's looking at it. So we're getting ready, we're pretty much set. We've reached out to in regards to the permits and stuff like that. I made a call into Lehman Township at the end of last week just to confirm that they had any needs for us with DEP with the pond liner. And as long as we have everything going through DEP, they don't, Lehman Township doesn't need anything for as far as permits or inspections. So everything required from DEP will be what we'll be going with.
That's the for the sanitary liners, right?
Correct. Yes.
Can I ask you about the wastewater review, the invoice for? Okay, so what is that? Is that pertain to the? Remind me what that's for.
I think they were testing
item 8.
Yes. Can you just scroll up real quick? I think that was when they were up there testing the conditions, while we were doing, for the documents and design. So, Kleinfelder and Advantage Engineers, they come out and they will test soil and things like that. So I think that's what in reference to.
Okay.
I have one more question, and it's just probably, I'm so new to the committee, just for clarity. Is the project complete once the work is done and then the final bill is paid? Or is the project complete upon final document, the inspection or the certificate? I guess it depends on the project.
Yeah, so it depends on the project. I'll use the roof at North for an example, and the flooring replacement that we did at JTL as an example. So at JTL, that project, we didn't quite need any permits for that. What we would do there is, we go through and we do a punch list walkthrough, and then we send the contractor a list of items that they need to complete. And then, so that this time was myself, Matt, and Rob went through and did that punch list walkthrough. So, myself from Dewey Engineering and then a representative from the school district will be there. So we'll go through and confirm and, put the list together. And then we go back and double check to make sure all the work was completed. So then we know that that project is complete. And then in reference for the roof, we have a project where permits were involved. So then we need to get a hold of Lehman Township's third-party inspectors to come out. They did the phase 1 roof inspection, and then they came back out and did the phase 2 roof inspection. So then once those were complete and the punch list was complete, then the project is 100% complete.
And with most projects, is there a cap for when you ask for a warranty?
So there's normally there's a 1-year workmanship warranty, and then there is a manufacturer's warranty for the materials. So roof that we had, I'm almost positive it was a 30-year roof. So that was with the built up and then the flood coat and gravel. So that's the whole roof system. So we have a warranty that goes through Garland, who is the manufacturer. But Jotun is on the hook for 1 year after our substantial completion date, which was in September.
I thank you for the clarity.
You're welcome.
I just wanted to, I appreciate it.
Yep.
I have a question on that. With the paperwork from the roof up north, is there any way that, or can we make sure that we file that so that it's easy to find in the future?
Yes, yeah, Larry, we have, Garland should have sent over to Scott all the information for the roof warranty, and then we have the 1-year workmanship warranty with Jotin as well. And I have an email confirming that, and I can get something over to Matt for that.
All right, I was more concerned about having, our people in-house, that we file it in such a manner that we can find it.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'll make sure, Matt and I'll get together. We'll be together tomorrow, so I'll make sure we have all our ducks in a row for that. That way it's something easily accessible, so we're not going through what we went through before.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, why don't we just make a motion to pay Dewey invoices 1 through 12? I'll make the motion. Anybody want to second that?
Well, I have another question here, and it's on number 4. It's an invoice for the flooring.
Yes.
Okay, is that just getting the square footage and stuff around the bid, Dave?
So that's also, I'm putting the drawings together for that as well during this time. So
Okay.
my time, for the surveys and, so this was for January. Am I correct?
It doesn't have a date on it, but.
Well,
So,
probably-
okay, let's say, yeah. So Larry, this was my time spent, or, whatever the time spent on the, putting the documents together. So
Yeah.
and Josh putting some time for the spec or whatever, so that's, for documentation.
All right, so that'll get bid out probably here in the next month or so.
Yep, we're looking, so for the flooring project, what is that, 27? Give me a sec here. We will be going out, our pre-bid date is March 10th, and then bids are due on March 30th, and then we're hoping to award on, we're gonna have a big day on April 19th. We're gonna be awarding, I think, all the projects on that day.
Okay, good.
That's based on getting through, our April PNF, the financial, getting approval for financial, and then I don't know, does it go to the full board then as well?
I think it's just accepted. The bid's just accepted because the project's already approved, right?
Okay, yeah, so so we'll be awarding and letting the contractors know on April 19th. That way they can start ordering materials and get, that, so we can get ready for the summer.
All right, and we're putting the same material in at these two schools as we did at JTL and Resica.
Yep. So we're gonna stick with the luxury vinyl tile. I think we've had good success with those. The only thing I'm going to be changing is we're going to do a aluminum threshold in between the doorways and at transitions. So it'll be very low profile, but it'll give a break between those two areas instead of your traditional like that heavy rubber that'll come up over time. This will actually be embedded below the tile. And then it just, meets flush with the top of the tile. So that's going to be the only change that we'll see from the projects at Resica and JTL.
Okay.
So
Good.
Larry, that was for invoices from November 28th to December 31st, just so you know. Just for
Yeah.
the record, because you questioned that, so.
Yep.
Okay. Does anybody want to second the motion to accept Dewey Engineering
Second.
invoices? And any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Items for discussion. JM Hill Elementary, UGI regulator removal update, and that's Matt.
Yes, that was the regulator that Larry brought up last month that was sticking up out of the ground next to the sidewalk. The reason that was there is because the gas pressure or the gas line on Warren Street was a high pressure line, and UGI does not like to run high pressure directly on a school building just because of, possible issues with that. So they reduce it away from the building. So since they did the system, the line on East Broad Street was upgraded to a medium pressure. So they actually tied us into East Broad Street and disconnected us from the high pressure on Warren Street. They did that on Thursday. So the switchover is actually complete. The regulator is still in the ground and it's probably going to be delayed because of the snow. But they said they had to get a welder in to cap off the old line and take it out of service the proper way. But as far as we're switched over and that regulator that sticks up out of the ground is shut off. So there's not really a danger to it anymore if somebody were to hit it or break it.
Okay, so, but that's gonna be removed when the, whatever, this weather breaks or whenever they get back there, right? So,
Yeah, like in May, maybe when the snow melts. Yeah.
so, so Dr. Reichert, that's not a concern as Rich had stated, right?
That's
what
correct.
he was talking about.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Okay. Okay. Bushkill Elementary gym and stage floor, sanding and refinishing, and that's Rob.
Good afternoon, evening, whatever it is. How are you?
Hello?
Hello. You hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. I thought you were saying like hello, like
No.
sorry. So back in December, I brought to the committee the possible refinishing of Bushkill and Resica gym and stage, because we did them back in 2015 in-house, and they're by far the worst non-competition floors that we have in the district. I brought it to you in December, figuring that maybe we get a quote and quicker than we did in order to do it over the closure, which obviously that didn't happen. So I still received a quote, I believe the same day of the last property and facilities meeting in January. Didn't have enough time to get it on the agenda. So I just wanted to bring it to you guys. Miller is saying $21,450 for Bushkill, and this is the stage and the gym. It's a little higher than Resica, even though it's the same size, and that's only because the exit doors going out towards the back side of the building from the gym, there's some rotted floorboards there, just because of snow drifts and everything. Weather getting through that over the years, there's some rotted floorboards. So we wanted to replace a small section of the floor with Mondo material in order to stop the rotting of the gym floor. And this is not anywhere on the playing field, so it won't do any tripping hazards or anything like that. It won't be any issue for the kids. And they also are putting on they would like to put I believe, Matt, I don't know, was it 8 or 6 inch kind of a threshold going down between the cafeteria and the gym in order to stop any issues there from occurring with the wood floors, because there are some replaced planks of wood that we replaced in-house a few years ago at Bushkill. So I just wanted to bring it to the committee, discuss it. Maybe if you have any questions for me or about this, but this would probably most likely be a summer project now. So that's pretty much it.
So, was this something that was budgeted and scheduled, like something that's on schedule and budgeted for, or?
I do not believe so. It was originally budgeted for last summer. Scott had it in the budget for last summer. For some reason, it never happened. So I don't know if it was just lack of funds when it came down to it, or something we skipped over. I can't answer that, but I believe I remember sitting down with Curtis and Scott, and it was budgeted for at one point. But these desperately need to be done. So no, it's not budgeted for in this year's budget. And I was just assigned non-competition gym floors, so I didn't get it in my budget for next year or starting July. So Yes, your answer is no, it's not budgeted for. Sorry.
So my question is, when do you anticipate getting this work done?
This
Like,
summer.
what's the timeline?
It would take 3 weeks. They can do it simultaneously, 3 weeks over the summer.
So over the summer, when does the new budget year start?
July. So we would start probably in July.
Oh, okay.
I follow where you're going, Sharon, and you are absolutely correct. If this was not budgeted, as Rob is indicating, and the committee would like to have this placed in Rob's budget for the 21-22 school year, you know, you haven't finalized, obviously, that budget as a board. That won't occur until June. But these projects could be, as Rob's saying, they're not going to happen until summer anyway, but they could be added to the 21-22 budget still.
Okay. So
So Dr. Riker, I have a question. So that would be something that we would need to vote on to get that into the existing budget.
No, actually, we can put it in there. Obviously, as a board, you have the discretion to remove items from the operating budget. So as you look at the budget and get closer to knowing where your budget lies in terms of deficits and areas that you need to maybe trim back, obviously this is something you could choose to remove. But
This is my recommendation. So we know that we have $17,000 coming back to us. Can we put this on next month's agenda for discussion again? Because, you know, it's not far off. Then we're only looking at, you know, $3,000 that wasn't accounted for this particular budget.
well, it's actually more than that because it's both these floors. So one is 21,450 and the other one's 18,990.
But is that this? I see it's the same work, but is that one currently budgeted for, or is that a new one also?
Neither
both-
one are budgeted. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
neither one of them are budgeted for.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
in discussion of, I mean, the budget, I don't know, as Tom already spoke to departments and they've allocated certain monies, I don't know.
Yes.
For certain projects, is that right?
that's
Okay.
correct.
But this was not part of that discussion, right?
As I understand it from Rob, no, it was not.
For the upcoming year.
Correct.
So,
I do have one more question. What would be the liability, if any, if we move these two projects to the next fiscal year?
That's actually what you would be doing.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we
So-
just have advance notice, Rob, so we know it's coming.
Yes.
I try to do well in advance.
So I guess, so Rob, you know what you presented to Tom as a budget, okay? So how you gonna squeeze this in there? That's what I'm saying.
Well-
Like, so,
Well, I it would be no problem. I don't think it would be any problem. I was allocated well over 400,000. My budget came in under around 200 and
Okay.
something thousand.
okay. So that's what I'm getting at. I'm always asking that money question.
All the inventory work I'm doing, so that we're not ordering any supplies for next year, so saving plenty of money that way. So hopefully
So-
he's
okay.
okay. Of course.
Just
So this is a
just
coast.
to add, Lisa, to this, we can obviously look at where we are with Rob's budget for this
Mhm.
current year and
Okay.
see what funds may be available, unspent funds this year, perhaps. The other option you have as a committee, of course, is to utilize the capital project money, which then it would not go into the budget for the 21-22 school year at all. It would just come out of the capital fund. So that is an option as well.
I'd like to see it we'll see what we got, see what we have left over and see what we can allocate for upcoming budget. Obviously, if we can't allocate it, then maybe we can look to take it out of capital at that point. But
If I may.
you may.
I may, okay. I looked at both of them floors. I was under the impression that, Scott had money in his budget to do that. And then I stopped at both of the schools and looked at the floors and the one that's especially, with the rotted boards, I actually thought that got done. But yeah, they're both in really bad shape, and the one with the rotted boards is even more so. So, maybe we could check and see if it really did get budgeted. I was under the impression it was.
Well, he said it was budgeted.
He said it wasn't, but he has the funding available to do it.
Okay.
So I think that Dr. Riker brought up a good point. Let's take a look at the budget and see how much is left and available there. And then we could just probably make a better decision next month on these two, because they're not even invoices, they're just quotes.
That's
Right.
correct.
Right.
So Larry, to your point, it was, Rob did say it was budgeted in Scott's budget and then it was taken out. So now that's why we're looking at it again. So let's get some more information about that.
All right.
And,
excuse me.
One thing though, so it's CoStar proposal. So, and the one is, I don't know if that's under the threshold or not. So are we good? We're good to accept that, or?
Yep.
I don't know.
You never have any.
Just throwing it out there.
So.
I would just put these on to next month's meeting and we'll have all that information.
Okay, sounds good. Did you want to say something else, Larry?
Yeah, my thing was I don't want to prolong it too far here because these guys get busy and, I don't want to, I don't mind if we pay it out of next year's budget, but I want to get on the list to get it done. I don't want to, call them up at the end of the fiscal year and say, oh yeah, hey, we got the money now, and them say, well, yeah, we're booked up for this whole summer,
So, Dr. Riker just said that they'll look at it and put it on the agenda for next month for us,
Well,
right?
Yes, but
Okay.
if you want to take Larry's direction, obviously, if there is money in the budget, there's nothing wrong with the committee approving it, and we'll just put it on the finance committee agenda for next week. And then we're not going to delay it at all. It won't come back to property and facilities unless there isn't money in the budget. And then it's just a matter of whether we're going to put it in next year's budget or take it from the capital funds.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea, since we're in the know what's in terms of what needs to be done. If Dr. Riker, when you review the budget and there's, fiscal accountability to cover it, I would be fine with it moving forward directly to the finance committee. What are your thoughts, Lisa and Larry?
I'm fine.
I'm
That's
fine with
exactly
that.
what I wanted.
Yeah. So do we need a motion for that, Dr. Riker, or?
Yes,
Okay.
approve it as you would then any other item that you move forward. So yes.
I'll motion. So motion to move under items for discussion B and C to the finance committee for the finance committee's upcoming meeting for approval, providing there's money in the budget.
I'll second. Once they work the money out, I'll second that. And I guess we discussed it. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. What else we got? Do we want to talk about any of the capital? We have it here for a review. We also have the 5-year capital for a review, and also facilities project management plan handout. I like that, actually. Who put that together?
So that's a document, Lisa, that you may recall, we met many, many months ago
Boy.
to talk about. Rich had shared some ideas and we looked at it as a way to keep the committee informed of projects as they roll out, similar to
Yeah.
what Jerome was speaking of earlier. So,
Okay, so this is part of it.
yeah,
Okay.
so you're going to see this now, and as projects move forward, you'll see updates to these documents for any projects that are in process or about to be. I
Okay.
should say that have been approved by the board.
So just one thing on that, like I said, the gym floor replacement, the high school north gym floor replacement, under projects completed, it says NA, not applicable. Like, we did complete that, didn't we?
No, I think that, and Matt might be able to speak to this because he's working with Miller Flooring. I think
Oh,
they're
we're
still
still
working
waiting
on
for that.
those
Okay.
thresholds and the flooring by the water fountains.
Okay, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay. Okay. Do we have anything to discuss on the capital or anything?
Yeah. Oh, God. My
Is it on the
brain.
capital project here?
Oh, yeah, it's on the capital project. The, like the exhaust for the shop at at JTL.
For the
Say
dust
that again?
collector, Larry?
Yeah.
The
for
dust collector?
I thought we were gonna get that done last year.
So we met, myself and Josh, as far as Dewey, met with Scott and Matt, and we met, I think, in September or October at JTL. And then we've not heard anything back from Scott in regards to this after the meeting. So I'm not sure if anything else has come up with that at all.
I'm sorry, we're talking about the exterior.
Yep, there's a dust collector. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
And after
Yeah.
talking with the instructors, I think it's more based on the structure than the units themselves. But Scott has not reached out to us at all that I'm aware of in regards to this project since we met on site for that.
So we should get some information. I'll reach out to Scott about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I know as that project goes, Larry.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I was driving up 209 the other night and I had to stop at the stoplight and I could hear that thing running. I actually drove in and I guess a custodian was in there cleaning or something and had that on. And I don't know how them people sleep up there. I mean, that thing's just screaming away. So we need to get that replaced. And then the other question is, has Train come in and fixed the heating and air conditioning at the pod unit?
Larry, I'm not sure of the status on that. Matt might be able to give some insight on that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was approved and Train has placed the order for the materials, but they have not secured them yet. So it's in progress.
All right. So we're probably looking then doing that at the end of the school year, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then I don't know, with our reconfiguring there, is there anything else that needs to be looked at in relation to that? Any changes?
The only thing is they're going to do some programming to the controller to, run the dehumidification system. But that was all inclusive with the project.
All right, but I don't know if you're aware or not, they're thinking about utilizing more of that space for students. So is that going to change anything?
I don't think that's approved yet. Have we made a decision about that?
Well, even if they did use it for more students, That wouldn't change anything. The only thing that would change the way this system works is if we were to build walls or change the layout of the room. You know, as far as walls and drop ceilings. If it's an open room with more students, it's still going to work the same way. You know, it's rated to handle that room at full capacity.
All right. Dr. Riker, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Were we looking for walls?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
We
Okay.
have, that's a ways away. So
Oh, okay.
as far as the ESACA students, that would be, I mean, we wouldn't have to change anything from the way it currently is.
All right. I didn't know. I thought, hey, if that was close, why, if it needed to be looked at, now would be the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll work with Matt on that, and maybe Dave or Josh to see if that presents any problems based on what we're thinking. So, but right now, I don't know if that's going to be a summer project or not at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, if something comes up with that, maybe we just think about it. If it won't affect the system and the stuff that Train's going to do with having, full height walls, maybe we just have to think about that when we're planning and just keep it with the full height walls, unless it's a noise issue.
Okay. All right. How about public participation? Do we have any public participation? Hearing none. We already did motions.
Sure.
I didn't miss any. Did I?
The 5-year plan?
Who said that?
George.
George, what'd you say?
Did you go over the 5-year plan?
I only heard 5-year plan. That's all I heard. Is there a question there?
Look at the 5-year plan.
Did we go over the 5-year plan?
Or you just remain the same?
I just asked if there's any questions on the capital project.
Okay.
You have a question? Or a comment? I should say a comment.
Next month.
What's that? Okay.
I do have another question maybe for Dave and probably for Dr. Riker here to follow up on. The blacktop and the storm drains where we have all the sinkholes and everything up north.
Yep.
Okay. It was my understanding that Lyman and Ash sent Leeward a letter, and told them that there were some issues and they and asked if they were willing to come and repair them or whatever. But I haven't heard that there's been any follow-up. Can we pursue that and see where that's at?
So Larry, I have not heard anything from Josh in regards to that. I'm not sure if they even reached out to Dewey at all in reference to that, but I do remember that a letter was sent, but that's all that I have.
All right. So Dr. Riker, is that something you can handle?
No, because I don't know that the board has agreed to move forward with anything related to Lyman and Ash and the parking lots at the North Campus.
All right, then.
I'm not aware of any letter that was sent, so I wasn't included on any letter that was sent.
All right, so can we add that to the agenda for the next board meeting?
Add what to the agenda?
Doing something with the underground pipes that are collapsed and we're developing sinkholes and the blacktop that has no base under it, that's all falling apart.
That's not a board agenda item. That's a property and facilities item. Do you want to fix it?
Yeah, then, okay, yeah, you're right. Put it on properties and facilities then.
Well, that's a big discussion. So
Would that be for summer 2022?
yeah, I think we have to discuss that. First of all, that's a capital project. Go ahead. Did you have something, Dr.?
I'm not suggesting that it is going to be a project, but I think any discussion about moving that project in any direction should come through property and facilities first.
Can the maintenance staff,
Well,
on the facilities, can they look into it and give us an update on the next meeting?
so Sharon, it's a little deeper than that. So we had investigation with Dewey and I don't know who else did it, that they ran cameras down through. There are some sinkholes. There's some issues, obviously, with the stormwater underneath, which creates a problem above, of course, because, you know, the water's not being collected, which is creating, I guess, the sinkholes. It's pretty deep. So where do we go from that? It's on the capital project, right? Somewhere here. I don't even know if it's on this list. It's a matter of if we do the whole thing or if we just start looking at problem areas and fixing those.
Well,
It was also part of a Lyman and Ash discussion, whether we wanted them to, you know, if we had a case there, which probably should be discussed if the board wants to do anything with that, if they want to retain anybody for that, or if we just want to go about fixing problem areas where we know there are problems instead of a whole redo. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but it's a little bit bigger than just here and there little project.
Let me give Sharon a little bit of an update. Are you're familiar with like the south end of the Lehman School?
I am.
Yeah, that grass area there where you see the big deep gullies and things like that. That's where the water just keeps eroding the dirt away and at some point it's going to collapse. They did have some ropes up, but last I saw they were removed. I don't know if they just fell apart or maybe if the roofing guys, but those pipes are down like 20 feet deep. So this isn't a case where you just go in there and, you know, a contractor can go in there in a couple of days and fix that. And then just to see, because so much of the blacktop is broken up and falling apart, and those the grates in the parking lots where the water runs into to run away are all sinking and falling apart. We hired, Dewey hired an outside contractor to come in and do test bores. And the thickness of the blacktop was fine, but there was no base at all underneath any of it. So if you go in and you know, say we want to hire a contractor and take up all the broken up blacktop, if they peel up all that blacktop, if they put down new, it's just going to fall apart again. So that's where we're at. But my personal concern is there are several sinkhole areas where the main pipes run that it just scares me to death that the kids are running in off the fields and fooling around in the yard, and the next thing you know, one of those things let loose and caves in, and we have a buried student or two. We got to do something with it.
I agree, Larry, and it's been on the agenda or been on this committee's list of to-dos for probably the last 3 years.
Correct.
The problem is the committee or members of the committee want to litigate it, which has slowed down any correction of the problem. So maybe we should fix the problem and worry about going after someone. And I think that was even a suggestion from Josh to get that, at least get one of them dug open, see what's in there, and then see whether you have any type of legal case. But I agree with you. These are definitely safety issues up there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well,
All right, well,
let's start discussing it.
well, if you'll allow me, I can call Lyman and Ash and find out if they ever got a follow-up letter. If you don't want that, then if you want to volunteer to do that, that's fine with me too. But we need to find out, you know, where they are. I was under the impression that we told them to send them a letter to put them on notice, and I haven't heard anything since.
Well, I can't allow you to contact them because the board has directed you not to, in essence. So.
All right, but you can call them, right?
I'll reach out to them and ask if
Okay.
there's a letter sent ever to
All right.
Leeward. Is that the company you said, Leeward?
I do kind of remember something about that. I don't know.
I think it was last meeting that it got brought up about the letter being sent. It was either January or December. I remember hearing about that recently as well.
Well, let's see what we can put together for a discussion for next properties and facilities on that.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll reach out.
And then we'll just put it on the agenda and see where it goes. Fair enough?
Sounds like a plan.
How about a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Yeah.
Second. Are we all in favor?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I guess.
Go shovel some snow, Larry.
Yeah, no, I've had enough of that for 2 days.
Thanks for everybody taking a break on their snow shoveling to attend this meeting.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Bye-bye. Where's my thing? There it is. Bye.